Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. Um, the last 2 days have been a little hectic, crazy, and the next day isn't looking so good for me either. so I'm actually on my way to the post office right now because Mike's cousin sent him something, and I need to get there before they close to pick it up before I guess it gets sent back. I don't know. I didn't get a notification about it. She had mentioned it to me a week or so ago, but my brain was not braining, so I don't know. Anyway, um, whew, my windshield wipers are not wiping. I just replaced them not that long ago too, but they're a little cranky. Anyway, good times. So this white dog in the road is going to be fun. Got to maneuver. They finally are picking up the trash. I feel like it's been 2 weeks since we had our trash picked up because of the holiday. They just basically skipped a week, and so we've just had every day we're like, is it coming today? So finally, yay! Since we're still under a burn ban, as I sit here in drizzly, wet weather and cold. It's cold today, guys. I'm not even kidding. Anywho, so the computers are revolting. We've decided. I was talking with everybody in the family group, and Mel was having issues with her computer. Her live stream, she was fixing something in the background of her setup for her lives, and it re-notified everybody of an old live of theirs. And then this was on Wednesday, the day that we do our lives. And then while Mike and I were doing our live, a Sippin' and Spillin' that I had posted on Monday to Sippin' and Spillin' randomly went live on 3 Mississippi. I have no idea how that happened. I have some idea, but I don't know why it showed up 3 days later, because I would have uploaded it on Sunday. I do remember going, oh, that's the wrong channel, and backing out before I finished setting it up. But when I went to go make sure that it wasn't showing up and uploading, it was not there. Well, then all of a sudden it just showed up and was live. And I was like, well, that's fun. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there exactly, but that is what happened. And then today we were all complaining about our computers, and we were joking about Skynet and their computers are revolting and all that. And my laptop has been acting up for a while. It's got like basically I've had to keep it plugged in if I want to use it. I can't like charge it and use it outside or something for a while. And it's been like that for quite some time. It never worked really great unless it was plugged in. Like it would lose power really fast. So it just was. But I a lot of times just kept it plugged in because it was easier. And I was inside at my desk or whatever, so it wasn't a big deal. But then it's been starting to say like battery failure, and sometimes it'll just randomly shut off even when it's plugged in. And I tried to look it up, and I was trying to figure it out, and then it'll be okay for a while, and then I'll kind of forget about it. But I couldn't find any, really anything, much information online about it, whatever. So today I noticed, well, the other day I noticed it happening a little bit, but today it was like a lot. The casing on the bottom part of my laptop was like separating on one side. And I'm like, that's probably not good. For those of you that have been with us long enough, you may remember me mentioning that before we moved, I had to take my laptop in to get the screen put back together because the screen was separating, and I was holding my computer together with a chip clip to keep the screen from freaking out. And I did that for, I don't know, it had the chip clip on it for probably a good solid year, if not longer, because it was working that way, and I figured best not to mess with it. And I am not like, I am not a computer savvy person, right? I don't know how to take them apart and put them back together and add more RAM or gigs or what. I don't know. You know, a potato has more computer savvy than I do. All right. Um, so I just figured if it was fine, don't mess with it. But then I also could not close my laptop, and I knew that I couldn't travel with it sitting open, so I had to get it fixed. And luckily, it wasn't that big of a deal, and whatever. Um, but now the casing is separating, and I mentioned this in the family group chat, and Anthony from Country Road Cure was like, "Hey, that happened to me, and my battery inside the laptop had gone bad, and it was like freaking out and expanding and like pushing the case open." And he's like, "You really should get that removed, or you should remove it before it explodes." And I'm like, "What? That's a thing? How do I'm like, I don't have time to deal with this today. I'm editing a video for Friday. I have a deadline here. I can't, I've got Sunday's video to work on. I don't have time to have my computer in the shop, and I do not know how to take it apart and put it back together. I'm sure I could YouTube it. However, I don't want to take $1,000 piece of equipment and try to futz with it, even though it's several years old. To replace it would be at least that much, if not more. And I don't want to try to mess with it and potentially make it worse, right? Or put it back together wrong or whatever. So anyway, I found a place that fixes laptops, among other things, but I talked to them on the phone, and I told them what, Anthony said about thinking that it was the battery expanding, and he didn't seem shocked by that or think that I was crazy. So he said, yeah, if that's what it is, we can just replace it, and it'll be about $100. And, I don't know how long they would need to keep it for. I don't know if it's the kind of thing where like, oh, we can do that in 5 minutes, or if it's going to be like, oh, come back in 10 to 12 business days. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to like film everything on my phone and upload it from my phone and have some weird videos for the next while if I can't edit. I don't know. Mike's got his computer and his editing software on his stuff, but he doesn't have time to really edit the videos and do that stuff. So I can't really ask him to do it, and I can't really use his computer because it's completely different software than I use. And I maybe could figure it out, but his computers are all linked together and in his office where he works his day job, and like it's not feasible, right? It's just not a good plan. So fingers crossed that they won't need it for too terribly long, and I'll be able to get it back relatively quickly. Perchance even like they can do it while I wait. That would be amazing. But I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one. So yeah, a little, and I have to try to find cheesecloth because in town, which I've looked for before and not been able to find. But I'm gonna try again today. Mike is curing some duck breasts, and it's ready for the next phase, which it needs to go into some cheesecloth and like hang. And he had ordered some, but I guess it got delayed. And so, and the kind that he needs, I don't know. I have cheesecloth. I don't know if it's not the right kind. I'm gonna see what I can find at the store for him. I don't know. If memory serves, when he did it before, it was like a special kind of meat hanging one that has like bigger holes in it, more of like a netting than a cheesecloth, I would say. But I don't know. So I'm just gonna see what I can find at the store, if anything. I'm not super hopeful that I'll find anything, but I will look because I told him I would look. So because he needs to get it into a fishnet stocking so it can do its next phase of curing. I don't know. He does the curing on stuff. I don't. That's not my jam. He gets really into the measuring of the salt and the temperature and the how many days and the barometric pressure, and the cow jumped over the moon and all that stuff. So I just let him do his thing. But yeah, so I need to try to see if I can't find that and get that. Although, who knows, it could be here in the next day or so and could still be fine for him to do the next phase. But he said it was getting close and he was getting anxious that it hadn't arrived yet. So, I don't know. And some other running around I got to do in town, and then I got to pick Frankie up because she had a meeting today. but just, yeah, just kind of, I've got kind of a hectic next few days. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've kind of volunteered myself for, not realizing that all of it was like in the same week. And so I'm trying to just plug away at it and get it all done. And then I had a couple other things pop up that I was unaware of, that I had to deal with. And so just kind of putting out a few little fires here and there and getting some things done and finishing editing today. Nothing super exciting, just stressful. I am curious about the video that you guys will see coming out today on 3 Mississippi, how it's going to be received by our regular viewers and potentially like new people. It's kind of, I classify them as rants when I do these types of videos. And we haven't done one of these types of videos in quite some time. Probably, gosh, not really. I don't think we've really done one since we've been in Mississippi, to be honest. I mean, we've kind of done some that are more like informational, I guess. But this idea basically came about from, that, I think it was Socrates, that, or was it Plato? I don't remember. Somebody famous like that, some philosopher. I don't remember, guys. Don't beat me up for not remembering right now while I'm driving. But said that, food is medicine. That's that age-old saying, right? And somebody will leave whoever it was in the comments because they'll have Googled it. But sometimes, when you're talking and driving and you can't think of things when you're recording, it gets to be a struggle bus. And I am the captain of the struggle bus today. So, anyway, it was based off of that idea, and just kind of being irritated at some of the things that I see in the media and that I see in the doctors, not all doctors, of course, but some, doctors and healthcare businesses kind of trying to do, basically upsell you on meds and telling you not to worry so much about what you're eating and it doesn't matter because you're going to take this pill and, that kind of stuff. And so it's a little bit more like that. But so we'll see. I don't know. It might, it may flop. It may be, you guys might find it interesting. New people that you never know sometimes with videos like that, they will kind of reach across to different people that have maybe never seen you before. Like our video about surprising Frankie with the horse, that, we lied to our daughter and surprised her with a horse. That has been one of our most popular videos lately and has attracted a lot of new viewers. But you never know what type of video is going to spark that when you have one of those videos that kind of goes a little crazy and you get a bunch of new viewers. You just don't know how it's gonna land. I mean, that video could have just as easily been one of those videos that like, oh, only the people that like normally watch our channel watch this one, but that one just went crazy. And that happens, which is great when it happens. I mean, obviously as a YouTuber, you want your videos to do well. That's the goal. And they don't always. Sometimes you put one out and it's a real dud, and you're like, nobody's gonna watch it. But so we'll see. I'm a little nervous about it. But we shall see how it goes. I'm hopeful that, people might at least click on it to see what it's all about, and hopefully I did a good enough job of roping everybody in and keeping their attention. We'll see. But I don't know. It's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. But I'm almost to the post office, so I hope you have a blessed weekend, guys. I hope that I'm able to get a video out on Sunday and that my laptop will be miraculously healed, because I do not want to have to buy a new one. 100% do not want to have to do that. There's nothing wrong with my laptop other than the fact that it's trying to explode. But anyway, guys, hope you have a blessed weekend. And remember, as always, safety's off.